What's up? I'm the African Caesar with Sneaker Bar Detroit and the Sneaker Box Podcast. I'm here at Sneaker Legends located at 1033 Howard Street in Dearborn, Michigan. And this is our video review of the Eminem and Carhartt Air Jordan 4 collab. The Air Jordan 4 first debuted in 1989 and originally came in 3 colorways. This is the second Air Jordan designed by Tinker Hatfield, who, by the way, was fresh off his success of the Air Jordan 3 and basically saving Nike's ass. So pretty much he was basically big man on campus up there in Beaverton, Oregon. Now with the Air Jordan 3 being so successful, it's no surprise that he took design cues from the Air Jordan 3 and applied it to the Air Jordan 4, such as the shape of the midsole, the visible Nike Air unit, the mid cut of the shoe, the Jumpman logo being on the front on the tongue, and of course the heel tab on the back. However, there are some new features on the Air Jordan 4 that we've never seen on the Air Jordan before. The Air Jordan 4 was the first Air Jordan to feature over-molded mesh throughout the upper of the shoe. Basically what Tinker did is he took the mesh, dipped it in plastic, and then blew air through it to blow the plastic out of the mesh squares. Another cool feature on the Air Jordan 4 is the strap lacing system. If you notice the eyelets, they have a bunch of holes, and allegedly it gives you the capability of lacing your shoe 18 different ways. Part of me wants to see somebody do a video on how you lace this shoe 18 different ways, but then the other half of me realizes how boring that would be. It would be like watching Ben Stein do your taxes, so not really a video that you want to do. Now, when we talk about Air Jordans, we give them a lot of credit. Like we give the Air Jordan 1 credit for creating sneaker culture. We give the Air Jordan 3 credit for saving Nike. We even give the Air Jordan 11 credit for Christmas chaos. The Air Jordan 4 gets credit for basically creating sneaker hype as we know it. Back in 1999, the shoe hadn't retro yet. If you remember when Michael Jordan first retired, they retroed the 1, 2, and 3, but they didn't retro the 4. So at this point, people are dying to have the retro 4 again. And so when they came out with the retro Air Jordan in 1999, it came in the original black and red colorways as well as the cement colorway, and people lost their shit. Like it just went crazy, it was bonkers, and that pretty much created the resale market and the hype that we see with sneakers nowadays. 17 years later, this is still a hot shoe, especially now that they're bringing it back out in a remastered program with the Nike Air branding on the back. The Air Jordan 4 just has an affinity or has a connection with a lot of people. People have an affinity for it. So the Air Jordan 4 carries a lot of history. It has a lot of iconic moments. Speaking of the last shot in Game 5 against the Cleveland Cavaliers back in 1989 in the playoffs. Obviously Michael Jordan hung up over Craig Elo, hit that shot at the buzzer. Also, and Do the Right Thing, Mookie, my man rode over his Air Jordan 4s with his bike, had a Boston Celtics jersey on. Also, we all remember, all of us who are old enough to remember, the Mars Blackman commercials, Spike Lee. Those are great commercials, real dope. So, and it's funny too because Nike needs to get back to that. Speaking of those commercials, that's what made Nike different. That's what made them innovative, is that they were able to market their shoes in a cool way. They came out with cool designs. They came out with cool technology. And so, I don't know, with this shoe, it's a lot of nostalgia. It's a lot of attachment to that era. So, the Air Jordan 4 is definitely near and dear to a lot of sneakerheads' hearts. Now, I could bore you to death with details of Carhartt and their involvement with this Air Jordan 4, but I decided to ask my friend Ben Avey, Senior Director of Research, Design, and Development for Carhartt, to tell us more about this collaboration and their involvement in it. Ben, what's up?
Hey. Hey. Hello, world.
Oh, you want to hold this?
Yeah, sure. So, as you had mentioned, people don't realize sometimes that Carhartt is a Detroit company. It was founded in 1889 by Hamilton Carhartt. He went to the rail yards in Detroit worked directly with the train engineers and built them some innovative workwear product that didn't exist in the market before. We're still a Michigan-based company. We're actually down the street a little bit.
Yeah.
Here, I ran over here on my lunch break to come
Yes.
talk about this great sneaker collab. But also, too, I mean, people know Carhartt as having this great history of a workwear provider, but we also have a great history in our adoption in street culture, too.
Right.
So I think one of the things you can always say about the urban consumer is that they know quality, right?
Yep.
That's why they love Tim's, that's why they love Champion, and that's why they love Carhartt. And it's
Levi's,
great to see it.
yeah.
Yeah, Levi's. It's great to see it really being reappreciated and readopted again. So this 4 is chock full of design details.
Right.
And we, of course, have a pair at Carhartt, and I spent some time with them yesterday, but there's a couple things that I'm sure you noticed already, but I'd love to call out.
You actually pointed it out to me. I didn't realize it until you said it.
Yeah, I'll kind of put out a couple things here. So first, you had mentioned the heel tab
Right.
here, and one of the first things that you'll notice when you pull them out the box is that we've got M's hockey mask logo, again with the E13 with the backwards E that he uses. So that was key there. You know, I mean, how many times do you get people to put their logo on the back heel of a pair of Jordans? Not that often.
I know. Right? I mean, it's kind of cool that, you know, you get to put a Jason ski mask on an Air Jordan.
Carries weight.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that you'll of course notice as you look at here is we've got the Shady 15, so celebrating the 15th anniversary of the label. When we're starting to get real micro on those details,
Yeah, the laces.
and I'm sure that everybody already knows this already, but the tips of laces are actually called aglets. So as you look at there you go. As you look at the aglets here, you'll notice you've got the Jumpman logo on the one, and then you've got the E13. So Eminem's tribute to his home area code by using the backwards E to make the 3. The other thing that you'll notice is, and you won't notice these on people's feet, is that you look on the inside. What they did is they took some design cues, and I have been told this, I don't have it confirmed, but this kind of quilting pattern is taken off of the classic Chanel handbag, you know, that's got the quilting on.
That's where that comes from.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. I don't know if that's true or not. So you've got the leather sock liner here. Normally when you look at a pair of Jordan 4s, it's going to be out of brushed tricot.
Yes.
So you don't normally see the leather lining on it. So that's really just a great kind of quality upgrade that's put in there. Then you've, of course, got the Air Jordan tag. But most importantly, of course, to me, you've got the Carhartt logo on the inside of the tongue there. Which,
that's the selling point of the shoe, by the way.
Well,
that's why
I like to hear that.
I
like to hear that. But one of the interesting things, you know, about Carhartt is, you know, it's a really humble company. We don't love to kind of shout our name for the rooftop. Most of our product is really under logoed, and that was one of the things here, the idea of kind of putting the logo on the inside of the tongue, so it's very subtle. And of course, the thing that you'll notice the most about this is that the shoe, the main material on the upper is the classic Carhartt 12-ounce duck canvas, which is really our it's really our trademark material. I think when people most think of Carhartt, they think of this heavy duck. You know, you see it on our classic chore coat, and the chore coat actually, by the way, is celebrating its 100th anniversary in 2017. So when you see those classic pictures of Eazy-E, he's wearing a chore coat. You remember Onyx wore it. Run DMC, when they tried to be hard, they wore it. There's pictures of Brand Nubian. You know, you'll see all sorts of people who during the 90s were really kind of going in and getting that, you know.
People forget about that too. Like Run DMC tried to come back and be gangster. So did MC Hammer.
So did MC Hammer. Bumps in the bump, right? Wasn't that
Bumps in the bump. I like the girls at the. That was crazy.
And we didn't buy it from
96 was a bad year.
If there's one thing that they told you is if you want to be hard on video, you shave your head and wear a knit cap, right?
Or a bandana. You wear a bandana, you're automatically gangster, right?
Instant gangster.
If Chris Rock told us anything in CB4, that's all you had to do was put on a bandana and you gangster.
Right. And then one other thing that I've got to call out, I mean, this isn't specific to Carhartt, but the semi-translucent ice sole. I mean, the shoe, I don't know if you can tell over there, but it really kind of glows when you hold it in your hand, right?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, it's just got this great effect. It kind of glows. You prime that with the chrome here, the interior. Oh, you know what else I forgot?
What's that?
The other thing that you see here is you got the wax laces.
Yes.
So traditionally, when you think of boots and outerwear, you think of that that wax lace. So it gives you, it actually is done that way so it ties and stays tied better.
Okay, I thought it was more about waterproofing. Okay.
Yeah, I think it is part about the waterproof, but again, you know what I've been told too is that it keeps the knot better.
You just learned something. The more you know, right?
So again, I mean, this is just a fantastic shoe.
Right.
The money raised from this went back to his Versus Foundation. So
Yep.
there was a lot of money going to good places with all of this. And they sold 10 pairs, and I believe the average sale price was $27,500.
It was crazy. Yeah, I believe like altogether it was like over $220,000 altogether for all 10 shoes.
275, I think, is what it was. Is that
Okay,
correct?
yeah, I think it was over 200,000. It was a lot of money, more money than I got.
That's no pocket change.
No, it's not. I think the most the shoe went for was 30,100, and I believe the lowest it went for was $18,700. Either way, that's a lot of disposable income.
Yeah.
So, but like he said, overall the average price was what, 27,000?
Yeah, I
each
think
shoe?
that's what it came out to.
So yeah, good luck with getting these shoes. Last I checked, I don't think they came in a size 15, did they? Yeah, size. They don't love me. Like I don't know what that is.
And didn't Drake wear these when he came out on stage with M recently when he was in Detroit? So he kind of,
Yeah, that was his olive branch.
that was his beef squasher.
That was right. That was on these Eminem 4s. Yeah, so I didn't get my pair. Maybe it's still in the mail. Maybe I should check my local post office.
It's probably caught with my pair, right?
Maybe. So I would definitely call you and let you know if I find out anything. Shout out to Eminem, by the way. But yeah, this is definitely a dope shoe. I love the fact that we were talking about this about the eyelets. I love the contrast. Like you were talking about the outsole. I think with the black base and the contrast of the outsole and the metallic hits, I think this is definitely a dope shoe. And I'm not just saying that because it's an Eminem shoe and he's from Detroit. I really do think
you want a pair.
That too, I really do want a pair.
Well, I think you brought up the great point about it. This is a real neutral, basic shoe, but when you put in the semi-translucent outsole, when you put in the chrome here, when you've got the little hits here on the tongue, it kind of elevates it so it's not
Right.
just your basic shoe.
Right.
And plus, the idea too of kind of taking the classic hard-working Carhartt fabric and then combining them with the leather sock liner and the quilting really gets this nice kind of balance of like,
Right.
street and couture and high and low all into one sneaker. I mean, it's a fantastic shoe. There's no doubt.
All right, this is definitely a shoe I gotta have in my collection, or I would like to have in my collection. I don't have 30 grand, but with the whole Detroit theme, Eminem being from Detroit, Carhartt being a Detroit-based company. In particular with Carhartt, I'm an electrician. I used to work construction, and so I bought a lot of Carhartt clothing back when I was out there in the field, and it definitely got me through many a winters here in Michigan and Detroit. So I definitely have a fondness for Carhartt. So for this collab to happen between Eminem and Carhartt, like I definitely need these. So if anybody close to Eminem or Eminem himself is watching this, size 15, I greatly appreciate it because these go hard. And this is definitely a shoe too that I could see myself wearing. You got your summer shoes, you got your winter shoes, at least I do. And so this is something I can kind of see myself wearing, maybe not throughout the winter, but at least up until it starts snowing. But anyway, this is a dope collab. You really can't go wrong with a black Air Jordan. But they definitely, with the hits of metallic and the smoky, milky, translucent bottom, this is definitely a hit. And there's a lot of hits coming out of Motown. Once again, big shout out to my man Ben Avey, Senior Director of Research, Design, and Development at Carhartt. Also shout out to my people here at Sneaker Legends for giving me the opportunity to do a video review on these shoes. Also shout out to my video guy, Magic Ock, aka Doc Ock. I just love calling him that. Also, go to sneakerbardetroit.com for your sneaker news and release dates. The Sneaker Box Podcast, make sure you check that out on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Podcast Addict, YouTube. We do a live show on Sneaker Bar Detroit's YouTube channel every Sunday, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to call in and talk to us live, you can call us at 888-799-5267. You can follow us on Instagram at @thesneakerbox_podcast, and you can just stay on top of all the things that we do. And also, we do videos here at the store every Friday in the morning. So if you live in the Dearborn, Michigan area, and you're free in the morning, definitely come by the store and kick it with us while we do the videos. So once again, this is the Air Jordan Retro 4, the Carhartt and Eminem collab. I'm the African Caesar. We'll see you guys in the next video. We out.
You better never let it go. To never let it go. To never let it go. To never let it, never let it, never let it go. This sounds